offline tournament for Mortal Kombat 11 was at CEO, where he actually didn't make it out of pools, and people were really surprised by that. He lost to Crazy, and he lost to, I can't remember the other player's name, but he just wasn't quite prepared, and he knew that, and he mentioned it afterwards, and he said, you know, he wasn't salty about it. He said, good games, and now playing at EVO, he's looking considerably better. He made some like weird picks, like he actually picked the Collector at CEO, which was weird. I'm sure now
there have been tales. There have been tales that Perfect Legend, you know, there's always been, hey, watch out for this guy's Collector. And whenever he plays online, if you watch his stream, he does stream a lot. He's even got his @ as his gamer tag. You know, go check out Perfect Legend on Twitch, and you'll kind of see what his Collector's all about. But in his defense at CEO, I mean, he did have an exceptionally hard pool. You know, Crazy has been doing really well with Jackie. I mean, Foxy was in that pool, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
So that was a tricky pool to be in. But as PL has gotten older and he's kind of progressing here in the FGC, he's gone from a less hyper-competitive attitude to much more of a laid-back and taking the games as they come. He doesn't seem to take his losses as badly as he used to. And you know, whenever you catch him around, I had a long chat with him earlier on at tournament, and he's just a very, very happy-go-lucky kind of player at this point. Of course, he wants to do well, but I think he goes into tournaments with a bit less of an expectation upon himself to do well, and he takes it one game at a time. And that approach does go a long way when you kind of reassess what went wrong.
Yeah, he's also playing in a lot of different games. I mean, even here at EVO, he made it out in, I believe, in his Dragon Ball pool and in his Tekken 7 pool.
Two-time MK9 champ, man. This guy was the champion of MK9.
EVO has always been one of his favorite tournaments, right? He loves EVO. Of course, he's won EVO, so how can you not love EVO after that? So he does tend to thrive at this tournament. We have a few players that are like EVO players. Honeybee is another one.
Yep.
Right? I mean,
I said earlier that you've got to be a champion of champions to win EVO. And that is never not a thing.
Yeah.
Now, Cassie versus Shang Tsung. I've heard this matchup is a bit weird. I've never really seen it played too much myself. I know that, you know, players have been now playing Shang in preparation for EVO, but a lot of players weren't even looking at Shang Tsung before he became legal, for obvious reasons.
Right.
But now Shang Tsung is legal. The grind and the turnaround to try and learn this character has been quite fast. There's been a lot of players saying, hey, who plays Shang? I actually forgot. I don't know how to play this character. Someone play, please. So matchups are something that we haven't really seen a huge amount of just yet.
Okay, so I think I know what just happened. So here's a little fun fact. So Old Man Shang has a slightly different hitbox than Young Shang.
Does he?
People have noticed that Old Man Shang has a slightly bigger hitbox, and there's a few things that whiff on Young Shang that do not whiff on Old Man Shang. So Perfect Legend just asked to go turn the random outfits off and just go to default outfits so that he could make sure he got Young Man Shang.
That is some classic Mortal Kombat tech right there.
Oh, you remember all the ones in Mortal Kombat 9?
Yeah, I mean, I remember like combos in Mortal Kombat Armageddon being exclusive to not only the character, but whether you were player 1 or player 2 as well.
Oh,
it made that much of a difference, but immediately turning it around now. And 56K with a bit of a jump start here, but plenty of stuff left to go. Reversal punish.
Yep, and this is definitely the reason why we're seeing Yas Queen. Again, I can't believe I have to say that name. Thank you, NetherRealm. But we're seeing it because it's got such a fast, quick, and far punisher. That was a little bit redundant, but it does do really... Oh, that was an easy punish, but no punish from PL.
Every time PL was trying to fight back, there's just this one magic read that 56K was able to make, and that was just everything coming up Millhouse in round number 1.
It was. I mean, Perfect Legend, he threw out some things to try to test 56K, see what was going to happen. 56K was like, yeah, I'm ready. Sorry, buddy. Why is he still trying these up skulls? They're obviously not working.
I feel like that might not necessarily been doing it on block, and sometimes it's you're so convinced that he's not going to do it, you feel like you've conditioned someone,
right? And
it turns out you actually haven't, and then you get hit by it. A best of 3 is a scary environment to test that kind of thing, you know? Like, look, now he's actually being a lot more...
Oh, wow. That was one of the best, and I think that was maybe the best anti-air I've seen today. I'm going to give that one up to Perfect Legend.
I fought AI Shang Tsung in that tower before he was live, and that was the first thing that I got hit by, was that back 2 as I jumped over it. Oh, no, counter hit. Perfect Legend unable to really get on this timer now. He's going to get it. Breakaway. Going to save it. 56K keeping the defensive bar. We'll see if that's going to be a mistake or not. Plus on block. Respected. And there's the confirm.
Oh, but breaks away before death. Oh,
Oh, he tries! I respect it so much! Oh, man, I really do think that string wasn't a terrible idea because it's a string, but it creates a projectile that flies across the screen. And if 56K was like a half a second later, he would have jumped right into it.
Yes, yes. It has such a weird arc that it's very, very hard to jump over. Because it's kind of like weird, like turns, like down, then up, then all the way across, and then you can either do or not do the final hit of the string just to complete it. But yeah, not the worst choice, but just not the best timing, I guess you could say. And I don't know what they're doing exactly here, but 56K, I gotta say, looking extremely solid. Clearly has experience in the matchup, and I mean, I think if he had any less experience in the matchup, he would have probably just gone with the usual variation. But going to Yas Queen is pretty solid, and good old classic Perfect Legend. Checking some settings. I do remember a time at MKX Pro League where he, I had to yell at him. I was like, get off the stage.
But I know with one thing we did here was a pick to Kung Lao. So I'm pretty sure he is changing away from Shang Tsung. It makes sense, you know, that definitely is. I've heard it ushered that Cassie does do very, very well versus Shang Tsung. So, I mean, I guess that's one of the reasons. I imagine Digital Soldier can go under a fair amount of things, with the exception of Hellsparks. And, you know, it just punishes. If you can punish everything Shang Tsung has, it forces him to play safe. And when he plays safe, he has to go to a very, very, very simple and efficient game plan, losing some of that flair. And
when you have to go to a simplified, kind of just neutral game plan against Cassie Cage, you are in trouble. Right? When she forces you to play that exact game that she wants to play more than maybe anybody else in the game, and you have to play it, you are very much in a bad spot. But yeah, I do hear again. There it is, Kung Lao.
Now the question is, I know when he does play Kung Lao, he's known to play Lotus Fist more than Z-Hat, or Hat Tricks, I guess is more accurate. Now Lotus Fist is cool because it's a very different style of Lao. He's hovering over Hat Tricks as well. He's kind of going, I think he's deciding which variation he wants to play, but Lotus Fist, it just gives him access to a few more strings. You know, the reason you don't see Hat Tricks go for a lot of the weird strings is because they're all unsafe and they've got gaps for days. Lotus Fist's orbiting hat removes those gaps at a heavy cost, yeah, but it gives him more variety all the same. Yeah, it really ups the stagger game. You're always afraid to press a button after pretty much everything, because if he does throw out that hat, he can get a full conversion off of it if you're just pressing a button at the wrong time. And that's definitely the game that Perfect Legend likes to play. Or more specifically, the fact that it gives him a free plus unblock teleport in, that's the game he loves. I mean, if you ever watch Mortal Kombat 9, Kung Lao from Perfect Legend, especially at the EVOs, he loves teleport. This man, if he could be teleporting 100% of the time, he would be absolutely doing that. And now, Yas Queen versus Hat Tricks is going to be a little bit of a slightly different matchup. You're so used to seeing that against Kung Lao anyway. Digital Soldier, you know, try and keep him a little bit at bay with that low shot. But he immediately whiff punishes there, knows he's going to block and hold a mid, and the grab's immediately enforced. And he has got Hat Tricks though, so we are going to see that very, very classic MK11 Lao game plan we've already seen, you know, where it's forward 4 or it's grab. But now he's keeping it simple, actually.
Well, I think maybe what informed his decision was that we can't see the switch off of Yas Queen until there's a loss, right?
Exactly.
And against Yas Queen, you don't have to worry about zoning. You don't have to worry about very much. So if you can just play the solider, simpler game, it's not going to be as good as Digital Soldier.
I think he'll take getting hit by that just to get rid of one bar from Cassie, to be honest. It really wasn't very punishing. And the immediate change of character has been very beneficial there for Perfect Legends. It's a different matchup entirely. He looks really comfortable too.
And he's one amplified dive kick away from a crushing blow. Nope, gonna land it on 3. Nice staggers.
Oh, overcommit, but no punish. So he does get clipped again, unfortunately, which that is a bad situation hit by, where they drop the punish and then they just hit you anyway.
Yeah, that may have been an overcommit, or it may have been a read, thinking that he was going to press a button after forward 4, trying to catch him with a spin.
And that's why you don't see a lot of hat trick players use those strings. They are very unsafe on block.
Oh, yeah. Like minus 20 for most of them.
But I guess technically in this matchup, Kung Lao doesn't have to worry as much. And there's the bait, though. It is an extension of the mix-up. You're going to try and punish me? Eat this spin, bro. No punish on the spin again.
Oh, wow. Whiff the standing, too. Plus on whiff. That's going to be safe. Down 3 spin? Is that for real?
That wasn't even a combo. But Perfect Legend, he's playing really smart in essentially what is a best of 1.
Oh, wow. No punish.
In this one game, he's throwing out things that are unsafe and cancelling into spin to trick 56K. And again, that's not a combo
Okay,
either. It works because it's best of one game, essentially, that was.
Officially, I am dubbing down 3 spin the perfect legend, okay? 100%. Down 3 spin. It's the new forbidden tech.
Man, do you remember MK9, MK Legend? The original young Kung Lao, who would just do things like teleport, kick on block into spin when it didn't combo, and it would work. That's what that kind of stuff reminds me of.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Shout outs to MK Legend, wherever you might be.
Well, actually, you know what I think this is we know Perfect Legend plays Lotus Fist variation more, where you get to essentially make the same checks, but safer, and he may be used to making checks in these situations, but his only option here is spin, which is way more unsafe, but he's still making the right reads because he just knows that playstyle.
Hey, if there's one thing Perfect Legend has, it's experience. And he's experienced as a player versus player. If he knows you're going to squirm and try and press, he'll pop that trigger on spin. He's not shy of doing it at all.
And we actually saw we see 56K sticking with Yas Queen.
Can't get a stun unless their feet are on the ground, though, so that drone is not going to give us much reward unless they're on the floor. And can't roll away from that Z-Hat. Match point for Perfect Legend. The change to Kung Lao proving very beneficial.
Yeah, and there's only 1 bar of defensive meter available right now for 56K. Oh, he could have dive kicked for the crushing blow there, but he's not doing it. He's not doing it. He's still just taking little hits at a time. Lots of jump kicks, realizing the anti-airs aren't coming. That's going to be a pretty big punish. Oh, it's not. I lied.
It looked like some sort of funky side switch attempt.
Yeah, but not really. Maybe that's a character-specific combo, like it lands
maybe
underneath them.
Maybe. Oh, he's not holding it.
Oh.
And now that kind of play is starting to bite Perfect Legend on the other side. And that's why I think it's a big risk, big reward. However, one clear opening, and PL's going to take this 2-1 with a good comeback. But the patience.
He tried, but he doesn't have to worry that much. Okay, that's actually going to be a good amount of damage, obviously. But we're not seeing the optimal combos out of Yas Queen from 56K. But we don't see the optimal combos from anybody out of it. Nobody's practiced it. It's crazy.
Oh,
wake up, jab! No! Oh, no! And the brutal? No, he didn't even do the brutal. He did the anti-Foxy.
Yeah, forget about it. Forget about it. We take the win, and that's going to be enough. That was a chaotic way for that set to end, but we made it. We made it.
You down 3 someone on spin, and then the whole just game goes to hell in a handbasket. It just happens. But great reads. I mean, that was a great check. When you do stuff like down 3, spin on block, and it works and it hits them, well, actually, technically it was on hit, but, you know, not a true combo, it throws people off, especially if they've got so much momentum going into a match like that, and you're like, I got to do something. You know, I got to shake